ignition.
And we'll take a look at swim safety after a deadly weekend at Paintsville Lake and near drowning at a Lexington pool.
I'm Chief Meteorologist T.J. Shuck. An area of low pressure setting over west central Kentucky today, keeping things a little wet and stormy. This morning, a break in the action, then more activity out there right now. And keep that rain gear handy. Won't need it all the time, but you'll need it from time to time. Much of this week, your Storm Team forecast is coming up.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Erica Bivens.
And I'm Paxton Boyd. Thanks for joining us. We're going to start with weather tonight. For that, we get a check on our forecast with our Chief Meteorologist, T.J. Shuck. That rain holding off through Father's Day weekend. Pretty pleasant weekend, but now a rainy start to the week and much needed, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. It's been dry. We're still in that moderate drought here in the Bluegrass and then kind of curving down into southern Kentucky. And actually here in Lexington since midnight, we picked up more than an inch of rain. And it's going to be one of these cases where we'll see off and on showers, a few thunderstorms in there as well, as this low, which is centered just to the east of E-Town right now, begins to drop to the south. A lot of the area dry, but where it is raining, it's coming down heavily in spots. We're in pretty good shape here in Lexington, but you get down here and it's kind of curving from Lebanon, just right on the nose of the center of that low, down now into parts of southwestern Lincoln County, down toward Waynesburg and then Science Hill there in northern Pulaski County, now east of Somerset. And we've had this batch running from Moorhead up into Carter County and then back along the Harrison and Nicholas County line. Just some solid rain there. Everything rotating again counterclockwise around the center of that low, which eventually will be dropping to the south across Tennessee a little bit later on tonight. That doesn't mean we will be out of the woods. Our Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD camera network, just mainly overcast and 76. Note the east wind at about 10 to 15. That is going to be the case the next few days, so it will be breezy, and that east wind coupled with the clouds and the occasional rain, you see temperatures into the mid to upper 70s. That'll keep things down a little bit as far as our temperatures. Now, our dew points, great measure of the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, upper 60s and low 70s. That is your summer muggy feel, and you could feel it out there today. I think the showers a little more spotty during the overnight hours, mid to upper 60s will do it, and then a comparable day tomorrow, even with that low sinking to the south. We're just not going to be rid of this thing potentially until the upcoming weekend, where we may see some improvement. And of course, don't forget, summer officially arrives on Wednesday. More on that in your 7-day coming up.
Now to our top story at 6. Today is Juneteenth, a national holiday that commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. as a whole.
State leaders signing a proclamation designating today as Juneteenth National Freedom Day in Kentucky. Governor Beshear is saying he continues to push for the day to be recognized as a state holiday. Beshear also saying, quote, "Today is Juneteenth, the day where we stand united in acknowledging the history of our nation's greatest injustice and recognizing the work to be done to ensure a free and just society for all. Let's continue to commit to building that better, more inclusive Kentucky for everyone."
Meantime, in Lexington, several events have led up to the Juneteenth holiday. That includes a campaign launch, A Sense of Place, held this morning at Cadentown Missionary Baptist Church.
ABC 36's Anna Medina joins us to explain the project as well as the importance of the Juneteenth holiday. Anna?
The A Sense of Place Steering Committee is focused on ensuring hamlets are celebrated, respected, and remembered. With more than 20 historic hamlets identified in Fayette County, rural historically black settlements founded between 1800 and 1920. This project examines ways to preserve historical artifacts and buildings. As of right now, the fundraising goal is $500,000.
One of the other things I'd like to challenge all of you who are in representing the African communities is that you start writing and capturing those images that you know exist. This is part of our project. We want to preserve that history.
This year marks the third federal Juneteenth holiday, and on Monday, Cadentown Missionary Baptist Church was also the location for an official announcement of a hamlet project in the city of Lexington. Rural historically black settlements founded between 1800 and 1920.
Jimtown was established in the late 1800s right after slavery was ended as it was bestowed on us at a little price by Jim Seidner, who was the son of a former slave owner.
The holiday bringing a multitude of emotions. For some, it's a prosperous time.
Juneteenth, I'm so glad that it came round this way finally. When they first started talking about it, I wasn't familiar with the concept. I didn't realize that we didn't know that we were free until sometime after the Emancipation Proclamation had been declared.
Gloria Edwards' family lived in the historic town of Jimtown.
When I was growing up in the 60s and 70s there, Jimtown was filled with children, adults, working people. There were no doctors, there were no lawyers or engineers.
The project announced that Cadentown aims to preserve history for years to come with specific artifacts. You can find information on the fundraiser at WTVQ.com. And remember, the Emancipation Proclamation did not free all slaves. Kentucky allowed slavery until the 13th Amendment was ratified back in 1865. For now, Anna Medina, ABC 36 on your side.
Well, now to a swim safety alert after the death of a 16-year-old who drowned at Paintsville Lake over the weekend and a community pool in Lexington that closed after a 3-year-old nearly drowned.
The Whitaker Family YMCA in Lexington is encouraging swim classes as summer inches closer and parents decide to take those family trips to perhaps the lake or a local pool. Dana Ensley is the district vice president and branch executive. She says it's important for families to also have what they call a watcher. In other words, during a trip, if there's a family member not partaking in swimming or getting into the water, they should be on lookout duty.
Anytime you're going to be in water, thinking about different skill levels for anybody who's swimming, consider U.S. Coast Guard approved kind of flotation devices. Those can be puddle jumpers for children, and they can also be life vest. The biggest thing you want to stay away from is anything that's inflatable. The reason why is they can deflate, they can, come off really easy.
Now, the YMCA is also currently hiring. Ensley says if you have a desire to learn to be a lifeguard, they also offer classes. You can find more information on our website. Just check out this story at WTVQ.com.
Well, still ahead, state leaders honoring Kentucky State Police today as the agency celebrates 75 years of service to the Commonwealth.
We'll take you to Frankfort for a look at the recognition ceremony today coming up.